So for everybody who wants to know my full print-on-demand earnings from when I started, which was pretty much the beginning of the year last year to now, this video is for you. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, not another earnings video. Believe me, I'm thinking it as well, thinking, I hope I'm not going to bore people with this stuff. But hear me out. This is my first full year, 2019 at least, was my first full year on print on demand. And it started at nothing and we ended up making okay money for the year. So part of me doing these videos is to document my journey and to help you guys do the same. So I want to show you how we started, how we ended the year on all of my print on demand platforms. Sound good? One more thing before I continue. I have had a few, not very many, but a few people saying, why do you bother sharing what you earn? Because it's basically not very much. And let me tell you something. For someone who is out there that perhaps is on minimum wage and they can potentially earn an extra $50 to $100 a month, that can make all the difference to their lives. And I'm not here trying to get you guys to be able to sell thousands and thousands and thousands per month. I'm here looking after people who are literally just trying to make something. I'd appreciate people respecting the value of money more. And believe me, this is not to, the majority of you guys are great and you realize what I'm trying to do. But there are one or two that are like, what's the point of this? You know, anybody can do this. No, no, it takes work. And when you can get a little bit of return from that work that you've done, it's great and it's all a bonus. So boom. So let's start with Etsy. These are my figures for 2019. And what was really annoying is in January, I was just checking up on my Etsy store just to see how things were getting on. And I noticed that all of my listings bar 3 had expired. So over Christmas, I think they all probably expired around the same time, October, November time. So yeah, Christmas could have been a lot better if I'd actually, realized my listings had expired and put them back up, but whatevs. And total earnings for the year of 2019 on Etsy were £237.84. I have the dollar amount there as well for you. So okay, not too bad for something I don't really spend a lot of time with. Next up are our Redbubble earnings for the year. And as you can see around, I think it was June time that I released my very first Redbubble content, which was 7 tips to improve your sales, which is my most viewed video so far. And I based that video on the sharp incline of sales that I'd received from very, very humble beginnings around January, February to when things really started picking up March, April, May. So I wanted to share my journey with you guys by documenting that. And as you can see from there, it's just been pretty steady for the rest of the year, which has been really, really nice. I kind of kept thinking that this just must be just luck and it's all just going to go back to where it was, but we've stayed pretty consistent. So I'm happy with my Redbubble journey for 2019, which brings our total for the year for Redbubble, £1,191.29. The dollar amount should be up there as well. So looking at the total earnings for the year, I'm really, really happy with what we did on Redbubble. And if we go straight into TeePublic now, you can see that after I started getting a little bit of success on Redbubble in March, I pretty much uploaded those designs that were selling straight onto TeePublic. And based on that, that's when TeePublic sales started really picking up as well. So I thought this is definitely a platform that I want to give some time to. It's come to my attention recently that TeePublic don't actually index every single design that's uploaded. I don't know how they work it out, how they decide which designs are going to be indexed, but I think they have a view on kind of reproduction or clip art based designs that it'll be available in your store. You can link people directly to it, but they won't index those designs in search. Now, this is something I'm looking into a little bit more detail because a lot of people have been saying that they just can't search their designs, their original designs on TeePublic. So it is a thing. I don't know how TeePublic curate what gets uploaded, whether they have real human eyes looking at the work or whether it's some algorithm that does some clever stuff. I don't know. But for now, I know personally that the sales that I get on Redbubble are most likely to be replicated on TeePublic. So I just tend to duplicate them across. I don't have a separate plan for my TeePublic sales at all. So saying that, my total sales for the year on TeePublic were £628.44. So it was pretty good as a kind of side thought to Redbubble, which was always my main focus. I was happy with that. So I would suggest, if you haven't already and you're making sales on Redbubble, get those same designs up on your TeePublic account as well. You shouldn't be disappointed, and hopefully you'll start seeing those sales coming in from TeePublic as well. So merch by Amazon, here are the figures for those. I think the green, if I remember how I did this correctly, the green is UK sales and the pink is sales from the US. I kind of have to do things a little bit differently on merch because my arty type designs just do not translate very well to merch because I can't drill down to really popular keywords that Amazon users will use, kind of birthday gifts or Mother's Day or niches that are related to, professions or occupations or stuff like that. That's not really what I do. I do a little bit of that. So I've had to kind of rehash some of my stuff for Amazon, and it's more heavily text-based designs and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we're still trying to figure merch out. If you're wondering about the sudden jump from March on merch into April, that was a trending design. That was a design I did for Redbubble at least a month before, and I thought, I think this might work on Amazon as well. And it did, and it got me out of it got me out of tier 10, and then it got me out of tier 100. It's been a really, really consistent seller on Amazon since then. It still sells, even though the actual thing isn't trending anymore. It's still something that people kind of like to see and buy. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the growth I had on Amazon from that design. And it's nice to see that since then I have other stuff that started to sell. But the vast majority of my stuff on Amazon just has not sold at all. Okay, so these amounts are the amalgamation of both my US and my UK sales. So total for the year was £1,005.15, $1,300.16 total for merch. Okay guys, so my first year on Print on Demand, you've seen all the individual numbers. Now let's have a look at the grand total, which is here. So if you can remember from my last video, I have Displate, Designed by Humans, and Spreadshirt as well. And the total amount that I made from those three over the year was £61.70. So I'm going to add it to this number here and add it to the dollar number here. And that's my total for the year. I just want to say this money that comes in month to month from these different platforms has sometimes really, really helped me out. As you guys know, it's not just my first year doing print on demand, it's been my first year being a freelancer. And there's been some months where work has been very, very slow to come in, and it's been such a relief to get these bits of money coming in. Sometimes it's not much, but like I say, when you add it all together for the year, over £3,000 is substantial. That might be what some people are making a month. But for me, that's great for me right now. And for others, that's a fantastic amount of money to have from something that they've done perhaps in their spare time. Now imagine if you're say you've got a full-time job and each evening you do a little bit of work on your print on demand and get it to a point where you can make, say, $3,000 in the year. You don't really need that money. Your full-time job gets you adequate money to live and for extra. But imagine that you put every single one of those pennies into a jar for a holiday. It's not even beer money at this point. It's money for a decent holiday. It's money to get away, and it's not coming out of your normal wages. That's just money that you've had coming in on the side. And if it's going straight into savings, you can kind of forget it's there. So I'm saying, what I'm trying to say in a very roundabout way is it doesn't matter if you're earning $20 a month to $1,000 a month. Different amounts of money mean different things to different people, depending on your current circumstance. So don't let anyone bring you down by saying, oh, that's nothing, I can make so much more. It doesn't matter. If that money is making a difference to you and making your life that little bit easier, no one can say anything. So you just keep doing you, guys. And that's been my point the whole time. You'll see the results of the work that you put in. If you only have time to spend, say, 3 hours a week on print on demand, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you're really good and you market yourself correctly, you can still see some decent income from that. So don't psych yourself out by saying, oh, that'll take me so much work to get to that point. Don't worry about that point. Do it because you enjoy doing it, and if you get some cash out of it at the other end, then that's just brilliant. That's a bonus. So I hope anybody who's new or anybody who's still, trying to find their feet on print on demand, I hope this is inspiring to you, and not in a intimidating way, in a realistic way. So don't worry about what anybody else is doing. This is an example of what I've done last year, but it might not be relevant to you. You might think, okay, for it to be worthwhile for me, I need to be earning more than that. Fine. Adjust those goalposts to suit you. So don't compare yourself with what others are doing. Just keep doing your own stuff, quality designs. Know that what you're doing is sustainable, that you can keep it going, that you can keep growing and see those sales start to rise until you get to a point where it's like, I don't have time to invest in this anymore, but it's still making me money. I'm happy to leave things where they are and check in every so often. However you want to do it. This is just how I've done it. But find something that works for you, and there's no reason why you can't save enough money, if not for a holiday, then maybe for, a few nights out throughout the year. Up to you. All right, guys, that's all I have. As I said, this is going to be my last earnings income report style video for a while. I'm going to be bringing you more content around the freelancing side of things and how I'm currently building my business, how things are going, etc. I will still bring you lots of print on demand content because it accounts for a lot of my time and a lot of my efforts. So of course I'm going to share what I learned to you guys. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys next week with some fresh content. See ya.